Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I'm here this morning to share with you a few more pages that I've done in my Bloom Where You're Planting journal. This is a 2-signature journal, and we've already done the covers and the inside front covers on another video. Also, the first cover page of the first signature inside the journal. Today we're going to do at least a couple of pages, maybe more. It depends on the time. I like to keep the video short, and I'm moving slow today, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm enjoying doing this, and it'll be fun to share it with you. It's made from the Bloom Cottage Collection from Shabby Art Boutique for the Craft Room Members kit. Okay, let's get going on it. This is the cover of the inside first signature that will be mounted right in here, stitched into the journal. And so I wanted, when I did this, I laid this down so that these would coordinate just fine. And what I've done today is laid out 2 pages, which will go here and here. So I'll do the one on the left first. And get my glue gun going. I've got a cordless glue gun, and it's really nice for it to be cordless, but I have to keep charging it up. This piece of paper here, I had done a die cut out for a frame around this saying on the cover. So I kept this piece thinking I could use it as a pocket and have something pretty slide down in there. So that's what I'm going to do today. One problem I had is this little side is so thin that the whatever I put down in there doesn't look right. So I got a piece of the paper, and it coordinates with this across here. I'll just leave that there. And what I'm going to do is take that and glue it right on top here, right up next to the opening. And that gives me more space in the back to actually glue this down instead of this, and I think it's going to work better. So I'll do that first. I use my Barely Art glue for most everything, and then sometimes Fabri-Tac if it's on fabric, and other times hot glue if I'm putting on lace. It just seems to, it dries quickly, and it's just better. So I'm going to put this little piece on here. Line it up right with the edge and the top and bottom. And that gives me this much more room. I'm working, it's lumpy on this side, so I'm working on top of that, which makes it a little more challenging. So now I'm going to take it and glue down the 3 sides. There's just glue on these 3 sides. And this is what's going to go down inside. And I had to cut off the width of it just a little bit for it to go in right. But it will slide right down in here, and the doorway shows. The ribbon helps to keep it from going down too far and gives you something to pull on to pull it out. It's plain on the back, so it can be written on. So there's our little doorway to our garden in the window. And what I wanted to do is just decorate the rest of it. So I have some lace that I want to put on this side, and I'm going to let it hang over just a little bit. And this I will use the hot glue to do. this, I don't know what this lace is made out of, polyester or something, and it just takes forever for it to stick with the other glue. And of course I'm gonna need my little finger thing so I can mash it down without burning myself. Okay, that adds to our pretty pocket. I have some things I'm going to put on there, and I forgot to ink them, so I'm going to ink the edges. I use the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo and my little sponge brush here. And I have a little rabbit that's going to peek up at the garden gate. I'm getting ready to try to do some gardening. I have a brand new greenhouse being constructed, which is quite exciting. And I'm suddenly crippled, so I'm worried about that. But anyway, we'll do the best we can. I'm gonna put this little bunny so he sticks up over the door. So I'll just put glue on the very bottom part of him so he can sit right here. Get his little head sticking up in the window. Then I have a teapot because we may be going to have some tea in the garden. And I'll use the hot glue on it because I'll be putting it on this lace. And then I have Bloom and Grow that I want to glue right up here. This is one of the words that came from the kit. She has a lot of blanks, which is nice, so you can write what you want to on there. And then I'm going to be using some words that I have just accumulated from different kits. I won't be able to tell you where they came from, but I usually have a word box that's full of words, and I have several that are good for this kit. So there's my little tag that slides out, slides right back down in there. So that's that page. And over here, I had told you I would share some pictures from my own garden in this book, and so I've got a couple pockets I'm going to put on here, and then I'll show you my pictures that I'm going to put in there. These are like little journal cards, and I just put a notch in them, and I'm making a pocket out of them. So all I'll be doing with them is just gluing down the three sides. And put this one in the center bottom of the page. And another one just like it will go at the top. Okay, and what's a pocket if it's not decorated? It has to be decorated. So I wanted to put a little garden shed on here. And then I have some cheesecloth that I want to put down, and then put my word on top of it. And this can kind of hang off the side of the pocket like this. And my words say, live life in full bloom. All these little sayings are just kind of prompts for writing or to give you happy thoughts as you look through the journal and decide what you might want to write in there. On this one down here, I'm going to put my hydrangea. Looks like my hydrangeas this year may be going to have some blooms on them if the weather doesn't mess it up or I don't mess it up. Last year there were almost no blooms because the buds came out and we got some zero weather. I've tied a little tiny bow to put on this right here where the leaves are. Just stick that on there with hot glue. And then over here I have some more words, and I put them on this side this time. It doesn't take much glue to put this down because you're going to glue the words on top. There we go. That says bloom, and it's a noun, a beautiful process of becoming. You know, we all need to enrich our souls somehow every day by music or reading or journaling or visiting a friend, so that we'll grow inside, so that we can be the best person that we can be. Okay, I want to share a couple pictures with you. This one was taken at the end of my driveway. I have kind of a rounded brick wall. My house is brick, and over this wall I have a little garden that my husband fixed for me, and I don't do a great job with it, but I do okay. And off in the distance you see my backyard and a little peak of the river in the sky. We live on the Ohio River, and I had these beautiful hibiscus that come up and hang over the wall. We had a bush that was right by the patio, but it kind of blocked the view of the river, so Roy moved it into 2 or 3 different spots. And so this looks real pretty hanging over the edge of the wall. And right beside the wall, at the end of it, there's a large bougainvillea, and you can see it's the same color. I love these pinkish red color. And it's tall, and it just has multiple blooms on it. So that's from my riverfront garden. And then this was taken on my little sweet williams that I have growing in the garden, and I grew them from seed, and they're just barely making it, but they come up every year and spread a little bit, so I always have hope. I probably need to water them and fertilize them better, but I caught this beautiful butterfly on there one day. And you know, when you take pictures of butterflies, you've got to take a lot because they keep flipping their wings and messing it up. But this one, I got him with his wings opened up. So those are 2 special pictures from my garden I wanted to share today, and they'll just be in these pockets for journaling. I think I'm going to come back. I'll come back and do one more page, and that'll make the video about less than 20 minutes long, so that it doesn't bore you to death. I know sometimes if they get too long, I plan to watch them later and I don't ever get back to it. So if you can set aside 15 or 20 minutes, then we'll do 3 pages. I had people request that rather than a flip through, I show exactly what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do on this. I'm going to take my time and go through it with you step by step. So maybe it'll be more inspiring to those that are wanting to do get the ideas and get them where they can enhance them with their own ideas. So I'm going to go work some more, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Bye-bye. Okay, I've come up with a couple more pages for us. So I'll go ahead and share those, and then we'll stop this video for today. On this side, I wanted to do a pocket, and I have a box of lots of little things that I've made over the years, and every now and then I go in there and grab something to use out of there. And so this has a story behind it. This is one of Shabby Art Boutique's part of one of the Easter cards, kind of a layered, beautiful thing. And I spent all this time making it and everything, and I sat it up on my table in the window so I could admire it. And I came back in the room later and my dog was eating it. So this is what I saved off of that, and I thought this might make a pretty pocket of the little bunny and the roses in the garden. So I'm just going to glue around the bottom side edges of that and put that in for my pocket. You know you love your you know you love your pet when you don't really punish him for something like that, but he definitely knew he'd done wrong. And but I also don't sit my cards in there anymore. So I'll just put glue around the bottom part there and make sure I have it over this far to the side so that it doesn't interfere with folding. And this is so nice. It's got several different cutouts on it, an Easter egg, and the bunny is layered on there with the foam tape, and has a little bow at his neck with a rhinestone on it. So what I was going to put in this pocket is two things. I have this heart, and I want to tuck it down in there, and I want to put this on here at an angle so that it's straight when I put it down in there. So that looks about right. So let me put my glue on my little house, bird houses. Again, I use my Cricut to cut these out. It cuts out all the little intricate pieces. Sometimes not perfect, but it saves me a lot of time, and I love it when it doesn't have the white around it. I know a lot of people like to keep the white around it, and of course you couldn't possibly cut out all this by hand, but I love the Cricut because it goes in and actually cuts out the design. And I'm going to put this bow on there because I thought it needed something. Over on this side. So this will be a journal card that'll come out and can be written on. So I'm just going to tuck that in there like that. And then I've already got this tag cut out, and I just tied a piece of lace in the top of it. So it'll tuck right in behind the heart. And I have a little piece of trim that I want to put right across the bottom of the page. It's a delicate little trim with a little braided pink on the edge. So I'll do that with my glue gun. I have all kinds of little trims. They sell them in bundles at Hobby Lobby. I believe that's where this came from. And you can just grab a little piece and cut it off and have it for your edges of your pages or wherever you might want them. Now, this is the book page from the garden journal that I cut out and have folded it so that it's on the other side also. And I thought I would use these next two pages for the forget-me-nots. So there's quite a few little cutouts of forget-me-nots. And on the bottom here, I wanted to put my eyelash yarn and then sit this on top of it. So I love this yarn, and I'm just gonna put some glue down there and just lay it on there. Ouch. Just lay it on there. See, I never have my finger when I need it. And then I'm going to put this on top of the basket of forget-me-nots. I'm using the glue gun again for that, just because it's going on the on that fabric-y kind of stuff. It'll glue down better that way. So there's our basket of forget-me-nots. I grew some of those in my garden one year, and then they just went away. So they were supposed to come back every year, and they didn't. So I'll have to try that again someday. Now, this here is a tiny little flower, and the cricket cut it out. I think I lost a little leaf or two, but look how delicate that is. I'm going to use that at the top here, and then put my little forget-me-not label on there. Just make sure I get a little bit of glue. Down the edge. And I have another one. Actually, there's two more. I'll save one for the other page. I'll do the same thing with this one. Just put down a little bit of glue here and there. Oops. And I put this one like this. And then we'll put our little word, forget-me-not label. Up there with those flowers coming out behind it. Okay, now this is all I'm going to do today. And like I've done before, I may come back and do some stickles and embellishments. I wanted to do this on camera, and I can come back through and show you anything additional that I put on there pretty easy. So we did our pocket with the tag inside. We did my garden pictures and pockets. The poor little bunny that was retrieved from the Easter card, and some tags, and then our forget-me-not page. Now this will flip over, and I'm going to do the forget-me-nots over here and leave some room for writing, and I'm not sure yet what I'll do there. But I'll be back soon, I hope. I'm still hurting. I've got my medicine, and I'm still hurting, and I cannot walk. So, but even when I sitting like this and making these things and doing the video, I need to go now and prop my feet up somewhere. And I'm trying to get this in my glue bottle. I can't see it. Boy, I tell you, it's tough getting old sometimes. I'll get it back in there in a minute. Okay. Remember, every day's a gift. This is a beautiful day. We had a couple of really warm days up in the 70s. I turned my air conditioner on. And now we had a front come through, and some tornadoes in the area and different things last night, and it's cool today. So it's kind of cloudy. It's a good day to be inside working on this beautiful journal. So always look for the joy in each day and share it with everyone you meet along the way. You don't have to go out in the world. Sometimes you can just text or make a phone call or send a card to spread the joy. And it's very important in this world that's so full of troubles and people that are sick and in need and lonely. So always keep that in mind. And these journals, I think, bring such a bright spot to work on them, and then to be able to give them to someone special. So I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.